Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and welcome to our midday market update for October 19th of 2016. This is George Papazov from Trade Pro Academy. I want to warn you that this information is for presentation purposes only and is not to be taken as investment advice or recommendations. The risk of trading in securities could be substantial. You should consider if engaging in such activities suitable to your own situation. Trade Pro Academy is not responsible for any liabilities arising as a result of your market involvement or individual trade activities. All right, with that out of the way, let's look right into the charts and see what's happening today. We're looking at the S&P 500 rebound off of these lows that we've been yapping about on these midday updates for quite some time. 2120 ended up being a strong buying level. Prices got pushed up. On this rally upwards on the day session, volume has been weak. However, in the early stages of a rally, volume could stay weak until we start to pick up some momentum. Your upside target for a long on the S&P 500 index is 2150 to 2160. That remains to be resistance. This was the middle of this chop and consolidation that ended up breaking out. A roll back to that level might end up getting sold into for a test of some lower price action. All right, the big driver of the day here is oil. Today, it had the DOE, or Department of Energy, release at 10:30 for crude, and the release was minus 5.2 million barrels draw of inventory. So there was less that was stored. In fact, they were pulling out of storage the barrels. Less storage, that means either stronger demand or lower production. And minus 5.2 versus expected of plus 2. All right, and that was really good. That's a really strong number for oil to take a bid off of. So it's done that. So it's run right up to about the 51.80 marker. It's pushing right now 52.07, in fact, at the moment. And yesterday, we had the API inventory number. And if you guys don't know what that is, that's a private release to subscribers on the API front. And it's essentially released at 4:35 on the Tuesday evening. And then Wednesday is the official at 10:30 in the morning. So here's what came out at 4:34 yesterday. There was an expectation of 0.9 million. There was an expectation of 2.7 million, came out at minus 3.8. There was a surprise draw, which means production's less or demand is increasing. And that actually caused a nice rally in the after hours as well. In oil, this morning, that draw was confirmed on the DOE number, and prices have just absolutely taken off and rallied upwards. I think this presents a good short-term short opportunity to come back down and touch this 50 level potentially. I think we might have gotten ahead of ourselves a little bit here, so we'll keep you updated on that trade, and I'm following that. On the other front, gold's rebounding as well. It's taken a bit of a rally off these support levels. I apologize. That's a screen that I didn't mean to activate. All right, we're fine off 1249. We got a nice bounce off the 38.2 fib retracement. Upside target on gold remains 1280. I think we'll get there likely in today's session. All right, so that's kind of what you're looking for in these equity markets. Let's have a look at a deep dive of the S&P 500, and I'll hash it down to some levels and what I expect for the afternoon. But remember, today's a presidential debate at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And this is the third and final one between Hillary Clinton and Donald J. Trump. They're going to battle it out today for the last time. Donald's losing a lot of his support. Polls are showing Hillary's leading by up to 9 points. So it's a very important one here. Okay, that's what you got to watch for tonight. And remember, I've done an article on this. Go to our website, tradeproacademy.com, and go to the blog and find out how to trade the presidential debate. Good opportunity to trade during that debate. All right, but here's the equity market overall. As I mentioned, volume's weak. Momentum's kind of started to stall out on a daily basis, and that just speaks to the kind of market that we're in. There's a lot of high volatility events we're waiting for, so I don't expect a lot of movement to happen quick. Right now, this little rally off the bottom the last 4 or 5 days have been really slow in the S&P 500. A lot of selling, a lot of buying, but ultimately it had gone nowhere. Now we're trying to get a rally and a rip back up to test this breakout of this triangle, maybe as high as 2160 on that midpoint of the consolidation. Okay, that's what you're looking for here. Just close these windows for you on S&P. And the question today is whether or not it closes above that 100-day simple moving average. What you're looking at here is the SMA. All right, if we close above that 100, then that's good for the buyers. There might be some shorts covering above there, so it could be a short covering rally or a short squeeze, as they call it, up to about 2160, which falls in line with right now the 50-day moving average as well. All right, that's what you're looking at for the S&P 500 on a 15-minute scale. Let me actually just drop it down to the futures level for you. I'm going to just hover over a chart from the other side, and here's what I'm following. All right, and then we'll look at some stock option trades as well with the subscribers. Hello, Barbara, welcome. right, here's what you're looking on the S&P 500 futures chart. This is 6 ticks range bar. I don't use time bars to trade futures. Off these lows here at 21.26, these were the overnight lows of the session, and it had rallied upwards. All right, and what you're starting to see here is some upside structure. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, prices come in here, they consolidate, break out as consolidation, touch this low, consolidate a little bit more, and rally upwards. What do you notice? It didn't spend much time here on the 5-day chart banging out some volume. Volume's still weak, so this is a rejection zone, and it acts as a support. So anytime it dipped below here, it naturally got bought up. Second time around, it got bought up at a higher level. Okay, we consolidated in through here, we broke out. Now we're consolidating in this zone, and I want to show you guys something here because this becomes super important. All right, let me just zoom in a little bit more for you. Move the chart down a bit, and then we'll talk about this. Here's the daily profile. Okay, yesterday you could see the volume took place in this zone. So there's a lot of a battle on whether or not we're going to be able to break that low. We tried it, very low volume. We rejected that level and came back up. When you see low volume nodes on a price that just reversed, that's a rejection level. Now we've come up here and we spend a lot of time in today's zone that we didn't have volume yesterday. Okay, this is the previous day's volume area. Well, what happened? Today we actually put some volume in there. In fact, we moved the point of control up here to the highest volume node of the day, now close to the highs. So I think we got to break out to the upside. If this fails, though, this could be a kind of double top failure. They usually do one of these sequences, 1, 2, and the third one up is lower, and then it gets hammered. So watch for that. Careful. I wouldn't get long yet. I'd get long on the north side of 40.75 and a retracement to the POC. That's a great long entry here. You know, there's still a lot of shorts on the upside. And you're looking at oil right now holding about 52.06 with a ton of offers lined up the ladder up to 52.15 with 377 going at 52.13. Right, so there's still some selling going on. I'm not saying start buying this thing right away, but I'm saying there could potentially be some upside because we've consolidated here. We've accepted this price area, and anything below, you're going to probably catch some bids, especially in this little tro. All right, this dashed line is the open. The red line was the high of the overnight session. I think if we get down there, if we get a sell-off, it'll eventually stop right into this tro of volume, right into the open, and that's another great long entry. All right, so I'm looking to get long here or here. I'm not looking to get long here. This is how newbies get diced up and annihilated in this market. This is not a market you're trying to predict and trying to catch a breakout on. Not on the ES. You're going to get destroyed. All right, so take it from me. Same time, buying starting to build up here. I see a breakout coming. That's kind of the afternoon prognosis. We're going to look at some option trades. Yes, we got a ton of them lined up. All right. What do we have as well? Gold. That's another one I want to look at with you. GC1. And here's the 15-minute chart. You can see gold on this rally had some volume to participate. Now in a 15-minute, it's letting off some weak buyers. What do we mean by weak buyers? Everyone that started buying here that woke up and said, wow, I missed this price. Maybe I should buy it. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it. Oh, I didn't. Okay, I'm going to buy it now. Well, when you're ready to buy it up top, there's a ton of people that bought it here ready, willing and ready to sell it to you. So that's why price isn't just annihilating and going through here. It's taking some time to consolidate. So watch 1273 on gold down to 1269. That $4 range should effectively hold us support. If I'm looking to get long some more, I'd be looking to do it about 1269. Super low risk trade, high return probabilities. And that's how you want to trade this thing. Look for volume ledges and cliffs on your, and tros rather, volume ledges and tros on your chart. And that would make the best buying or selling opportunity wherever volume confirms your analysis. All right, let's look at some earnings stuff. Yesterday we had Amazon that came out, Netflix rather, with great news on the earnings front. It's ripped to 122 and it's starting to fail. All right, but here's the important thing. We're still roping in some buyers, so be careful shorting this thing. I'm really excited about it with you. I want to come and short this thing with you, but just be careful. A huge gap on the upside, tons of volume, and I made my mistake on Amazon formerly shorting it too quick. So wait for some price action that looks like this. We might get another candle upwards. We might get a doji. Okay, we might get an outside day that's bearish. That's your cue to go. Right now, you never know. This thing could continue to rip higher. All right, you'll find out where the buyers are exhausted. It'll start to look like this on Amazon. This is the kind of price pattern you're starting to look at. I think on Netflix, we might be here. There might be some more of this. I sat through a chop like this. I got rid of it, $2 from this high. And bam, it comes down on a trade that I otherwise would have made a ton of money on, and I'm sitting out there with a small loss on it. But hey, you know what? That's how trading goes. So you always learn in this business. The second you think you know everything is the second your account starts to deplete and go down in profits. All right, be humble. Here on Amazon now, I know a lot of people want to short it, but it's fine as some support. All right, here's the news that kind of drove the markets today, and then we'll call it a session for YouTube, and we'll continue with their subscribers to build out some trading ideas. I got 2 trades I'm going to be doing today, this afternoon, on stock options, and I'm going to do them with you live. Bank of Canada press conference, the CAD, and the Canadian market at 11:15. They held that. 10:30 in the morning, we had crude oil inventories, obviously a surprise draw like we had talked about. Here's what that chart looks like. Okay, so there's a lot of draw. There's a lot of inventory buildup, which was really is speaking of an oversupplied market to now being a market that's undersupplied or overdrawn, which means either this OPEC deal is going to come to fruition and they're going to push this thing higher. They're going to limit production. Demand's going to stay equal or potentially slightly lower is what they're calling for throughout the winter months. So oil price could go up, but I think right now we're overbought. So I'm going to stay with my short-term bearish consensus. Bank of Canada held rates constant at 0.5%. Nobody really was surprised on that move. I missed an order to actually get short on the US to buy the Canadian dollar on a 15-minute time frame. I missed it at 130.70. It popped back up temporarily. It missed my fill, but there was a trade. And what ended up happening, well, an interest rate that is not cut is actually a good thing for Canada. So US dropped, Canadian dollar rallied. Now it popped back up. All right, that's all I got for you for the afternoon. What do you got to look forward to? Bank of Canada Governor Poloz is going to speak at 4:15. You don't really have much else until then. Let me tell you some other stats here for the Wednesday. You got a futures conference going on. At 7:45, you got Eastern Time, Fed's Dudley speaking about New York City economic history at the Lotus Club. I don't think he's going to get into too much monetary policy there, but he's speaking at 7:45, about an hour and 15 minutes before the debate. Watch the debate closely tonight. Watch the US dollar Mexican peso and watch the ES or the S&P 500 futures. They're going to be your guides to who's winning, and there might be some tradable opportunities. If you just want to watch it for entertainment value, that's fine too. All right. After markets close, we got eBay reporting. We got, what else do we have? We got a slew of stocks. I'm looking here about 30 symbols that are reporting. Mattel, eBay, AXP, which is American Express. Those are the big names. All right. And what do we got for tomorrow for trading? On the Thursday, we have a super important event that I put in the title, so I got to talk to you about it. The ECB press conference at 8:30. This is going to happen before the market opens in the U.S. Watch this. And the minimum bid rate, that's going to get announced at 7:45. There's probably going to be no surprise there. They'll keep it at 0%. The question is, what will Mario Draghi say? Because there's speculation back in a few weeks ago that they were talking about potentially starting to cut back some of the stimulus, all right, to get more hawkish on their policy, on their central banking policy. That spooked the market and caused some of the downside. Now, he's got to defend it. Mario Draghi never disappoints. He's going to make all these promises to the market, and there's a good chance we rally off that. And we're going strong into that towards the afternoon session. So that's why I see upside over the next 1 or 2 days. This week, I specifically told you Tuesday would be the turnaround day. Monday would be weak. Tuesday, we'd come back in and start the rally for the rest of the week. And I'm holding on that stance. It is option expiry week this Friday, OPEX, and that provides a lot of bullish sentiment to the upside. Usually the week of options, the previous week of that, the Thursday and Friday forms the low. The Monday, there's some weakness to try to test, and then we just rally upwards and onward. So I find us mildly bullish on equities, short-term bearish on oil, and I'm bullish on gold. All right, guys, have a wonderful session. I'll end the broadcast here. If you guys have any questions, pop it in the YouTube comments box. And for our subscribers, give me 1 second, and we'll get into some options trade. I got a few good opportunities for the afternoon for us. All right, just 1 second. Subscribe. Oh, by the way, guys, subscribe to our newsletter if you're not part of it. I put a lot of time and energy in the morning sending this daily newsletter, and I'd love it if more people got on there. So if you support it, it'll continue. If not, well, you know how those things go. Click the link right below on YouTube, and you can subscribe. Take care and have a great day.